Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see me. Yes, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. That was totally weird. Anyways, oh yes, we're back with more awesome things. I've watched another show, and apparently I never change my clothes when I do this. Why are my clothes the same every time I do this show? It's weird. But, anyways, now I've seen Chuunibyou Demokoi ga Shitai. I, that's my Japanese. Anyways, it's basically a show about the so-called 8th grader syndrome, which is second year of middle school, and it's basically about like the weird things that, like the drastic things that you do to yourself, like your image, when you're at that age, when you just do really embarrassing things. Like someone probably went all like wicked curses and shit and believed in the Wicca and the occult and stuff like that. You know, like some like really cool shit. To be honest, like I think that shit is cool, but well, not if you're like goth and shit. That's kind of not my thing. But anyways, like it's a cool show. The thing is that it takes really good root in reality, and that's something I applaud about it. It's really a cool show, though it's sort of a romance show to a somewhat weird extent. But okay, so the main character is a person known as the Dark Flame Master. I'm not gonna call him Yuta. Not gonna call him Yuta. No. Dark Flame Master is his name, as his eighth grade syndrome. Sorry, referred him to, and that was his own personality at that age, like his own persona, ideal human being, and he was really embarrassed when he started high school, which is basically what the show's about, is how embarrassed he was, like over himself and over his actions, to the extent of which he attends another high school that is not joined to his middle school, which is obviously the most common. Like, you'd have something that was close, and he travels far and wide to school every day to avoid meeting the people he embarrassed himself in front of. I think everyone's been there, and that's what makes the show cool, is the fact that it's relatable to the extent of which that you understand what he's thinking, and everyone knows those people who never stopped having that syndrome, who just continued on being really weird and over enthusiastic about shit and being like, we're gonna change the fucking world. I watched this after Gurren Lagann, and all I was thinking, just, if like that's sort of how Kamina was, like he was just over enthusiastic and awesome. And that's just the thing, like being yourself is basically what this show is all about, just accepting yourself for who you are. And that's a really deep message in a show that's sort of shallow. So that's what makes this show really cool, is that it speaks to you both on a shallow level and on a deep level, which is kind of fun, and it's good to find in a show like this, and it's hard to find. And that's what I really liked about it. It's that it's really well rounded, and also the character development is great. It's amazing. You can see just how emotional everyone gets over this thing, and it's fun to see, like how it's fun to actually see yourself in a just an anime, because usually when you watch TV or you watch an anime or a cartoon, it's really hard to relate on. Like, you can sort of think, oh yeah, I recognize that in something, but when you start thinking, when you watch this show, you start thinking, dude, I was really weird, And that's what's so fun, because you sort of remember how stupid you were at that age, and you become either more embarrassed or you just think, dude, I was awesome. And that's what's fun. Like, at some points in the show, you think them both. First, you might think, oh, Jesus Christ, I know I did those things and they were ridiculous. And then towards the end, you're like, oh, dude, yeah, that's awesome. That was me, man. But I'd say the show is adorable at a retarded level, and the reason I say that is because it's really adorable, but it's really It's adorable because it's so stupid, and that's a weird thing to say about a show like this, but it's totally true, and it's hard to explain other than that. Like, it is insane, and it's really cool, and the fact that you sort of go into the heads of these characters and they become like these super human beings, like sorcerers and shit. It's awesome. Like, the battle scenes, even though like they cut from like a really awesome fight scene to like not. It is amazing. And there's this one character who's really embarrassed about her 8th grade syndrome, and she hates it so deeply that when someone could tell someone else about her, she actually says, I will curse you to death. Like, I will put a death curse on you. So she's still in that state of mind. And it's just really funny because she doesn't accept who she is, and she wants to grow up, but she doesn't. And then there's those who just don't grow up, and then there's the main character who has grown up, but like sort of falls in love with the one that hasn't grown up, and he wants to help her, I will say. Unfortunately, there's only been one season out yet, and there will be a second season, and I'm looking forward to that season. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, because it was kind of a cool show, and I'd like to see more, and it got really good ratings in Japan, which is awesome. And so I definitely should tell you to watch it, and especially if you like just outrageous shit, and some adorable romance scenes, and some extremely relatable topics. Just some really extremely relatable topics that they put up in the show. It's really good, and you should definitely watch it. So until next time, I'm gonna do some more. Alright. Goodbye.